So now that I've kind of explained like the approach of despilling, now we're going to actually specifically go through and, go through and kind of go through these notes here. So the first one I said is Despill Madness. You want to add that to your menu like I showed you. Go here, create. You can type a menu, so you could call something like keying, and then you put the slash, and then you could call it Despill Madness. So keying is the folder, Despill Madness is the tool, and it will appear in these little tools here. And so Despill Madness is pretty cool. It's just somebody created it. It has like some expressions in here, and there's different types of expressions. So you select your screen type. So we're obviously dealing with the green screen, so we select green. And then you can select these different, basically there's just math expressions, and it just treats the colors a little bit differently. So usually I will play around and find one that does a pretty good job. So for example, if I look at, let's say, red limit, it looks good on the green screen, but if we look really close, it's kind of leaving some green edges, which not that great. So maybe if we look at the top one, average, it does a better job on this specific image. So I'll usually play around, and usually you have a fine tune, so you can kind of control the strength. So if I push it further this way, you see there's still more green in there. If I push it further the other way, it's more purple. And a lot of times what you'll do is you'll want a stronger despill for the edge. It's very similar to keying. You know, we have the core key and the edge key. It's the same thing with despilling. You have the edge despill. So we'll do like a stronger despill that does a really good job of getting the green out of there. But if we push it too far, maybe some of the objects in the foreground that have a little bit of green in them, that are supposed to have a little bit of green in them, lose their color. So that's not good. So we would want to have two color corrections. We'd have one for the edge and all around the frame of where the green screen is touching. And then we would do another less despill for the core. And we already have the mats for those things. So we could use our core mat and say, if I look at the core mat that I created, we could say anything in this weird alpha, use less despill. And then if we inverted that, we could say do a stronger despill out in that area. So that's really the simplified version of it. But Despill Madness, that's how it works. You also have Restore Luminance, and that's kind of bringing back the original brightness of the green screen. So if you notice, this is the brightness of the green screen, and if we turn that off and we just despill it, you see it gets rid of the green, but everything is becoming darker. And sometimes you want to maintain the luminance. You want to maintain the brightness of what that thing actually was. So we can turn that on and off as necessary. Sometimes you want to keep it off because it's easier to have that darker despill, like I said, with the background colors. And you have some controls here that allow you to increase the saturation or the gamma, and it's just affecting that area in the background. Offset, so you can really darken that image, for example. And you can even add a little bit of colors if you want. So if you need to contaminate that image with color, like I was explaining how we need to do sometimes, you can do that in the offset control here. So you might not even need to really create a despill matte necessarily, because sometimes you can just do it directly in the node. I like to create the despill matte sometimes because it's kind of it's just intuitive the way it works, and you have a little bit of easy control. But you could probably do most of what you need just inside the Despill Madness. You see the Despill Madness also has an output for output spill mat in alpha. So this Despill Madness can actually create that spill mat automatically for you. So if I look at the alpha channel, if I turn that on, it gives us that alpha automatically. So that's pretty cool because it can save us time, and we don't have to do the little minus trick that I did before. So that's kind of pretty useful, and that's why I really love Despill Madness. It's probably one of the best quick and easy despilling techniques there. So, well, that's enough for Despill Madness. We'll do Key Light next, and then we'll do Hue Correct.